including walk-ons, 39 players have committed to Colorado. 48 have transferred out. Listen, I'm beyond talking about Colorado, but they give us the content to do it. So what is this more of a telltale sign to you? Like, I don't even care about the numbers. I'm just talking strictly as a program. What does this tell you what's the impossibilities here? Because you know what it's like building a program. Miami's trying to do it, and it's hard. Like, to have less than you got in, to me, it screams trenches. Trenches are going to be light. Trenches. Offensive, defensive linemen, there's no way they have 30 offensive, defensive linemen over there that are going to be able to play. So I don't know what it screams to you, but I know it just screams depth to me.
Well, look, everyone's doing it. I think the numbers, I don't know if their numbers are any more, I don't know what the word you want to use, are so extreme, but a lot of teams are losing double-digit number of players, 20 to 30 to 35, and they're bringing in the exact same amount. Look, there's a realization now that in this era, if you're going to be given a lot of NILs in the beginning, you don't progress up that depth chart early, you're going to be asked to either take a cut or leave. You're going to be jettisoned from the program. I don't know if Colorado's doing anything that much different than anyone else, except they had a coach that was much more honest about it. And he put a very, very interesting term. He called it Louis. And then the other thing is, I think where the issue with Colorado is, they're the only ones that had a coach and sons bitching and getting into pissing contests on Twitter with exiting players. Everyone else just wishes people well, and they never really mention them again. These guys are getting into Twitter spats, disparaging other players. I think that's what's made it seemingly worse. Whether it is or not, I don't know. But what Colorado is doing is not that much different than what the rest of the country is engaging in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, speaking of this, there was a former scout, NFL scout, who came on and said that he looked at all games, 10 games of Shedeur, and called him undraftable. I wouldn't go that far, but I am on this.
That's Daniel Kelly. I follow him on Twitter. He's an interesting guy. I respect the fact he puts it out there. There's certain guys that he really likes that I disagree with, but he probably studies it and he probably knows more than I do. So I read his stuff.
He was a scout. He was
a scout. And my understanding of scouts is they have a certain way of looking at the game that a guy like me would. I respect it. I respect that he puts a name on it. I don't know if Shedeur's undraftable. I think the question is he going to be a first half of the first round draft choice in today's game?
Right. Thank you.
I don't think he'll be the number one pick. I don't think physically he's good enough. I don't think he has that much arm talent where like it can overcome how frail he is. And also he holds the ball a lot. I know the offensive line was not great at Colorado, but I saw a lot of games where he's hitching, he's pumping, and he's looking. I'm like, you got to get rid of that ball. I thought every quarterback that gets hit, there's a certain amount of hits. It's on the quarterback. You held the grenade too long and it blew up in your hand. So,
and Steve, it's not like he got sacked a lot at Jackson State too.
Right.
So that's about it.
And that's the correlation that quarterbacks who get sacked a lot sometimes have been some of the most athletic guys. Randall Cunningham used to get sacked a ton in Philadelphia early in his career.
He used to have the ball, elongated motion, wasn't tight, wasn't quick out. Like this is the same thing I see with Shedeur. Long, elongated, stiff, slow release.
Randall Cunningham was in the NFL though too. So like going back to the original point of this segment,
Randall wasn't a freak athlete.
But Randall at UNLV, bro. Randall at UNLV was a whole
again, of course. I'm not saying that, but my point being is this cat said undraftable.
Yeah, that's
come on now.
That's
7 rounds, he ain't getting drafted. That's
the thing is he's getting
drafted. Personal.
He's getting drafted just because he's Deion's son.
But I'm saying beyond that. I'm saying
I agree.
Stop saying that. Like
I agree, but
he showed enough to get drafted, even if it's the 5th round or something. Like,
but I'm just saying for you, I'm defending him. I'm saying for this guy to even say undraftable, we know he's getting drafted off of just being Deion's son. We're not even talking about him playing. Like we know he's in, so you can't say undrafted. That's my point.
Yeah.